Well, hello there. Hey there. All right, I need to do just a little bit of adjusting. Hold on a sec. All right, can you see me? Yeah, I think you can see me now. Okay, hi. Hello, everybody. It's Thursday, and it is 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And do you know what that means? It means it's time for another Gut Love Live session. Yeah, so I'm getting used to doing these Gut Love Live sessions on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. and I'm really enjoying it. And it's all about, here we talk about what it's like to be a mom with gut struggles. So it's all about moms and it's all about gut health. And in case we've never met before, in case this is your first Gut Love Live sesh, I just want to welcome you. So I'm Karen Haley, the digestive coach for moms, and welcome to the Gut Love community, where it's all about moving beyond medicine so we can quiet those gut struggles. And then when we do that, we can be the mom we always dreamed we'd be. Does that sound good? Does that sound like a plan to you? If that sounds like something that's of interest to you, then I encourage you to join us. Join the Gut Love community for moms. You can do it. There's a link, and I think it's right above this video. There's a link right above this video to join our mom community, where we provide support, encouragement, empowerment, and education so that you can use some more natural methods to heal your gut struggles. Gut issues like Crohn's disease and colitis, celiac, and IBS. If you're dealing with those kind of issues, even if you don't have a diagnosis, if you just know that something's kind of funky in your gut, if you know that's the case, then this is the community for you. I urge you to join us, join the community, so you can also get that support that we moms need. So that's a little bit about me and what I do. And today, I just want to tell you guys, how's it going where you are? This has just been, I don't know, I'm just kind of happy today. Today has been a good day. How has it been for you? I hope it's been a good day. If you're joining us live, or if you're joining us in the recap, or what I was thinking is Memorex, but that just shows my age and how old I am. But remember, is it live or is it Memorex? No, maybe you don't. Yeah, I think you have to be over 40 to get that. But if you're joining me live, or if you're joining this and you're watching it later on, say hi and feel free to ask any questions that come up for you. I'm definitely here as a resource. I'm here to answer questions because I've been where you guys are for a very long time. I'm still where you guys are in some ways, dealing with Crohn's, and so I'm here to answer your questions. So if anything comes up while we're talking today, feel free to pop that question right in the comments. So hope you guys are doing well. Let's get started with our topic. And our topic today is a juicy one. I want to talk with you about getting rid of, just cutting it out, getting rid of that overwhelm, getting rid of the feelings of indecision, I don't know what to do. When you've made that decision already, that you know, I want to move beyond medicine, I want to start using some natural healing methods, or if you're like me, when I did this, I just want to use the medication and I want to combine that with using a more natural food approach to healing my gut. Either one of those, if you're finding that resonates with you, you are going to really get benefit from this video. Because if you've made that decision and you've heard all of the different things that you can do out there, and there's a lot of them, if you've heard that, maybe you're just right now, you're not taking action because you're feeling overwhelmed. So today, I want to help you. I want to help you by just getting rid of that overwhelm, cutting through the clutter, cutting through all the crap out there, and just letting you know what might work for you. What might work for you on your healing journey. And there's so many things we could talk about, right? There's so many ways we can heal naturally. Hey there, how are you? There's so many ways we can heal naturally. But today I want to focus on food, using food as medicine. So we're going to talk about how we can just get rid of, cut through that overwhelm so that you can start to heal naturally using food as medicine. Now, when I work with clients, I do other things besides food. But today, I just want to break it down, keep it really simple. Let's just talk about food. And just to kind of give you an idea of some other ways that you can heal naturally. Some other ways might be you might heal through lifestyle changes, like using stress management or thinking about ways you can improve your lifestyle, things that are going to really just cause less stress for you. There's also some mindset ideas, motivation, meditation, spirituality, things like that can help. But for today, I want to just focus on that one thing, that moving the needle forward with food. I want to make that huge tunnel that I feel like we're all in, trying to decide what to do. I just want to narrow that focus for you and let you know, depending on your symptoms, what would be a good gut healing diet for you to try. So that's what I want to do today. And I know this so well because in case I haven't told you guys before, I know I've told you, but in case this is your first time in the Gut Love community, I have Crohn's disease. And I've had it for 30 years. And so this sense of overwhelm, I know it really well. I lived it for a really long time. So I've had Crohn's for 30 years. And the first 10 years for me, and you can see if this relates, and you can really see if this relates to you and if this rings true for your story. So for the first 10 years, I was ensconced in the medical community, and I was doing all the things that my doctor told me to do. And I did that for about 10 years. I never questioned, I never thought that there might be a more natural route. I grew up in a very, my mother was a nurse. We always took Tylenol and Motrin, and you have an ache or pain here, what pill can we take for that, right? And so for the first 10 years that I had Crohn's, and I was a teenager when I was diagnosed, that's what I did. I just did what my doctor told me, never thought anything else. I spent the next 10 years kind of in that phase. If you're watching this video, that's probably where you are now too. And I spent 10 years there. 10 years in that overwhelmed place where I was hearing about different options, different ways maybe food did have something to do with healing. I thought about acupuncture, and I thought about seeing a naturopath, and I thought about what foods might be triggering, but I just didn't do anything about it because all the information I was getting, it was so overwhelming. It was just keeping me stopped, just not moving forward, not getting that tunnel vision with the light at the end of the tunnel, just being stuck there. I spent 10 years there. I do not want you to spend 10 years there. There's no reason to do that. And after that 10-year mark, I finally got off my ass, and I finally did something about it. I've spent the last almost 10 years in this natural healing place, and it's been a very long time. I think since 2008, if I'm right, I think it's been since 2008 that I took any medicine at all for Crohn's. I've done the natural path, and that's not to say that that path is easy, and it's not to say that it's all roses, because it's not. It's a roller coaster, really. It's ups and it's downs, and it's twists and it's turns. And even the eating plan that I chose, even that has changed over the 10 years that I've been doing it. But when we get all of this information and we get bombarded, sometimes we just sit back and we do nothing. We don't move forward. And that's not what I want for you. I want you to be able to say today, just today with this information, I want you to be able to just take that step, take one step forward so that you can begin to heal. And the way that that journey looks for you today, it might be different than it looks a couple years from now. Heck, it could be different even a couple weeks from now. But when we find that starting place, when we can just get started, then we start to gain momentum, and then it just gets easier. And I do have to tell you, in these 10 years that I've been using food as medicine, it has gotten easier. When a flare starts to come up, or when I'm just not feeling myself, now, because I have all this information, now I know what do I need to do. What natural approach can I take so that I don't end up in the emergency room or at the hospital or even just at the doctor's office. I know my body so well because it's been so many years doing this. And that's what I want for you. I want you to stop with the indecision. And here's why we do this. Well, you know what? Let me just tell you why I did it. I know why I did it because I kind of had this perfection syndrome. Well, if there isn't the absolute perfect approach, then I can't do it. And so that's what kept me stuck for all those years. And I just wasn't moving forward because nobody had said to me, Karen, here's a map and X marks the spot. Go to X and that's it. Done. Healed. Right? And I wish I could tell you. I wish I could say I have that magic bullet. I have that magic pill. Even I have that magic food. I wish I could tell you. And if you go to a doctor or a healer or any kind of person that tells you that, it's bull. It's just not true. There is no magic quick cure for any of these gut challenges. Crohn's, colitis, chronic diarrhea, chronic constipation, leaky gut. There is no one size fits all, take this pill, eat this food. It just doesn't exist. But we can narrow the focus down. We can give you the tools so that you can move forward, so that you can start figuring out what are those things that work best for you on your journey. Does that make sense? I hope that helps. I want to go ahead and get started. I want to give you my top 5 eating plans to heal from gut struggles. My top 5. And these are the top 5 that the research shows. I'm a science girl. I love to read research. And these are the top 5 eating plans where the research shows there's a huge benefit. Okay, and not only that, but these are the eating plans that I also use with the clients I work with, and these are the ones that get the best results. So not only are these the ones that are, empirically working out somewhere in the stratosphere with people you don't know at all, but these are the ones that are actually working with the clients I'm working with everyday average people with gut issues, and I want to go over those with you. And then what I want to talk about is which one would be best for the type of gut symptoms that you have. So I want to give you all that information so that you can leave this video with a plan, with your own map that's going to at least start you on your journey. Is it the end all be all? Is it the magic pill? No. But it is a place to start so that you aren't feeling so overwhelmed. A place where you can say, hey, I'm going to start on this and I'm going to see how it goes. And over the time that I'm doing this, I'm going to tweak and I'm going to change a little bit and I'm going to make it better and I'm going to make it for me. Because there is no one size fits all eating plan. Okay, so let's get started with these 5 eating plans. Let me tell you what they are. Oh, and you know what? I wanted to tell you guys before I tell you this, I created a cheat sheet for this because I want you to be able to, we're going to talk about it now, and yes, you could come back and you can watch this video again, but I want you to be able to really pinpoint what you're going to do. I want you to be able to get started today, tomorrow, in the very near future, ASAP. I want you to be able to get started. So I created a cheat sheet for this. So if you're watching this live, you can just go ahead and you can probably open another tab and you could see the link. Click on the link and you can get your cheat sheet so you can follow along with me. But even if you're watching this in the replay, you can still get this information. Just pause the video, get the sheet, and then you can follow along with me and you can fill in some of the blanks of things that we may not get to today. Okay, so let's get started. So here are some options for you. Here are the 5 eating plans that work best for people with gut struggles. And the first one is the gluten-free eating plan. This is what I call the dip your toe in eating plan. The one size fits all, if there is one, right? The dip your toe in, let's see how this goes eating plan. So you probably heard of gluten-free before, right? Gluten-free is a type of eating where you just remove gluten. And I say just, like it's so easy. But I remember way back when I removed gluten from my diet, it was not. So I'm not trying to trivialize or make it seem like it's easy. But compared to these other eating plans, it's probably your best first step. is probably the best first step to take to just see if it quiets your gut struggles. So there's the gluten-free plan. And then there's also the specific carbohydrate diet. The specific carbohydrate diet. Now that one isn't so much in the mainstream. So if you're not familiar with that one, that's okay, because you may not have heard of that one before, but you definitely want to Google it. And I do list in the cheat sheet that there's a really good book where you can read and find out more about it. And it's called Breaking the Vicious Cycle. It's by Elaine Gottschall. So if you're interested in this, if you feel like this would be one for you, you're going to want to get that book so you can look and see a little bit more information about it, and it'll help you getting started. Okay, so it's the specific carbohydrate diet. And the hallmarks of this diet are the low carbohydrate factor and the low sugar factor. It's grain-free and gluten-free, and also very low in sugar. There's no refined sugar at all in this eating plan, and it's also very low carb. Then there's the Paleo program, and if you guys are following down, that would be your third one on the chart here, the Paleo diet. And you probably have heard of that one, because that one, in the last few years, it has really gained popularity. Now, when I was doing this, and let me say this was about 10 years ago. I know it's hard to believe because it seems like paleo has been around for a long time, and it seems like gluten-free has been around for a long time. And yes, you're absolutely right, they have been, but not in the mainstream, not where people are talking about this. And so for you, mom friend, this is actually harder than it even was when I did it, because you even have more information, right? There's so much information out there, and now we have all these words in the mainstream, and so it makes it even harder. But you've probably heard of paleo. You might be wondering what that has to do with. Well, a lot of these eating plans, they're really similar to each other, but they have subtle differences. And that's great, because you can get started on one and you can easily shift over to another one if you find that it's not working for you. So the paleo eating plan is similar to the specific carbohydrate diet, but with the paleo plan, it really focuses on unprocessed foods. It really focuses on whole foods, real foods, and it gets you back to eating like our Paleolithic caveman ancestors, when they didn't have lots of fruit and they didn't have grains and there wasn't gluten in the food they were eating. So you're just really getting back to an old way of eating that's been really found to be beneficial for people with gut issues. Now, just to recap real quick what we've talked about already, we've talked about the gluten-free eating plan, we talked about the specific carbohydrate diet. And remember, there's so much more information on your cheat sheet, so you definitely want to look there. I'm just kind of going to give you an overview to get you started. So we talked about those, and then there's another one called the Autoimmune Paleo, AIP for short. And that one is very similar to the paleo. So you take the paleo and then you add a few things onto it, add like a few layers, if you will. So that one is specifically for people that have autoimmune conditions. So it adds on this extra layer of help to really boost your immune system, to help heal leaky gut, and to really just reset that gut balance. Now, this one is really, I would have to say, of all of the eating plans that are helpful for gut issues, this one is the most restrictive. And it's the most restrictive, but I do have to say, if you look at the chart, my cheat sheet, and you're saying, oh my gosh, that's so complicated and confusing, and look at all those foods I can't eat, and what can I do? It's only 30 days. Most people will only do this for a short period of time so they can reset the immune system, heal the gut, and then they'll move on to one of these others. Like you could move to the paleo or the specific carbohydrate or gluten-free. You could move to a different eating plan that worked for you. But this one is really meant for an intensive period to really heal your gut. So that's the autoimmune paleo. And then the last one that's really gut healing, the last eating plan that I recommend and I use with clients, is GAPS. It stands for Gut and Psychology Syndrome. And this eating plan was developed by Dr. Natasha Campbell McBride. And again, like I said, these are all very similar. So this one I find very similar to the specific carbohydrate diet, or the SCD. But it adds in a few nuances that the specific carbohydrate diet doesn't have. So with the specific carbohydrate diet, you are introduced to this homemade fermented yogurt right away in the eating plan. But with the GAPS eating plan, that's something that's introduced later after you've had gut healing. Plus, fermented foods are really a hallmark of this program. There's a lot more fermented foods than the specific carbohydrate diet. And also with GAPS, you're going to be doing more bone broth and also supplements. Probiotic supplements are really big with this eating plan. So they're all a little bit different, and you can see on your cheat sheet how they kind of differ from each other. The kind of information, if you haven't downloaded the cheat sheet yet, the kind of information you're going to get would be this. The name of the eating plan, I just went over the 5 and I'll go over those again. So the name of the eating plan, what is it? What's on the table, meaning what can you eat? What's off the table, meaning what are the foods you're going to avoid? And then the most important piece here, that most important piece is going to be the who is it for? So once you look at the eating plan, once you look at the chart, then you can say, is this for me? And it's based on whether you have Crohn's or colitis or IBS, or maybe you have symptoms but you haven't been diagnosed with something. And I'm going to give you my opinion plus what the experts say, right? I told you I love research, so it also is going to tell you what the research says. Who would that diet be for? So I definitely want you to get your hands on that so you can really hone in on it. Now, these eating plans, they're not for the faint of heart. Like I said in the beginning, this is not a magic pill, but this will help. These eating plans have been scientifically proven to heal, to help you quiet your symptoms. But they are challenging. I told you that I had that 10-year place where I was stuck in that overwhelmed place, that place where I just wasn't moving forward and doing anything because I was just bombarded with so much information that I didn't know which direction to go. When I was in that place, I read the book Breaking the Vicious Cycle by Elaine Gottschall, and that's the eating plan I ended up starting out with. Now, since then, I've tweaked a little bit and changed here and there, but that's the eating plan I started out with. And I did that only after I had read the book, and I spent 5 years thinking, mulling it over. And then when I finally decided to do it, I looked at the book and I still said, oh my gosh, I'm seeing this, I'm hearing it, but I'm still confused. So here's my advice to you. If you want to try these eating plans, if you're sick and tired of all the medicine, the doctor's appointments, if you're sick and tired of trying those things and it's not working, if you're sick of that, if you're on that wheel and you just can't get off, try one of these. But do me a favor. Once you figure out which one you think works best for you, find a professional to work with you on it. And I really say that from the bottom of my heart, whether you work with me or you work with a nutritionist or a functional medicine doctor or a different health coach, whoever you work with someone, even just for a little while. If you read the book that's linked to that particular eating plan and you still feel like I'm confused, please work with somebody, especially in the beginning, just to get you started right. When I started, I worked with a health coach. And it was that experience, that change, that using food to heal was so profound for me that's actually why I became a health coach. So do yourself a favor and work with somebody on it, because these are eating plans that do take time and they do take effort, but the results, oh my gosh, so amazing. So if you haven't already, get your hands on that cheat sheet because it's really going to walk you through it. And once you read that, if you're not saying to yourself, that's me, the paleo, that's exactly the way I need to go, or the gluten-free, that's the dip my toe in the water, I just want to start and I'm going to start with that. If you don't find the plan where you're saying that to yourself, where it's like, yes, that's the one. If you're not saying that, I want you to get in touch with me. You can get in touch with me in many different ways. You can leave a comment below this or it might be above. No, I think it's below. Below this video, you could leave me a comment. If you want it to be private, you could message me on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram at Karen Haley's Gut Love. You can get in touch with me there. But get in touch with me because I really want you to find the one that you're going to do. I want you to find that one that you're going to start today or tomorrow or in the very near future. And I'm here. I'm here to answer any questions. I know what you're going through because I've been through it too. I know that this can be really overwhelming. I know that it can be challenging to know where to start, but we have to get over the hump of perfection. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be pretty. We have to embrace imperfect action. Embrace imperfect action. It's like the first pancake. When you make the first pancake on the griddle, it doesn't turn out as beautiful as the others, does it? So we just have to get started. And once you do that, if you have those questions, I really want you to get in touch with me. Okay. And that's it for today, guys. Definitely get that cheat sheet because it will really walk it through so you can pick individually. I can't really sit here and say, this is the one for you, because it really depends on your gut struggles, the things you're having going on with you. But I told you those 5. Gluten-free, specific carbohydrate diet, paleo, autoimmune paleo, and GAPS. Check them out, research them, find the book that's on that topic, go to the internet and look at them. Find the one that works for you. And if you're, like I said, if you're looking and you're saying, oh, none of those, or I really don't know, get in touch with me. I'm here to answer any questions that you have about it. Now, one more time about the Gut Love community. If you haven't joined us yet, what are you waiting for? Now's the time to join the community for moms, where we get support and encouragement, where we get education all about healing our gut struggles naturally. Join us. There's a link right above this video. Until next time, I'm going to wish you guys much gut love and much happiness always. I'll be here next Thursday, 2 p.m., same time, same place, Eastern time. I can't wait to connect with you guys then. Until then, gut love and happiness always. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.